I was like, this reminds me of the episode. Let me get these weird looking ones.
That was so funny when she was like, I didn't know when it came to a motivational speech and ate the donut at that time was perfect timing.
Oh, yeah.
I love that she decided to stay her genuine self and not allow him to shame her into something else.
Oh, yeah. She is being her 100%.
Yes, I loved it. I am Melissa.
That's bacon. I'm Kevin.
I'm Angel.
Marcus.
And we're here to talk about Married at First Sight season 12. And we going to get straight into the shenanigans. First two couples we need to talk about is Paige and Chris, and then Vincent and Brianna. And after that, it don't matter.
Haley and Jacob before Vincent and Brianna.
I enjoyed Vincent and Brianna this episode. I thought that the whole, well, not like that. No. But I felt like they had a lot to discuss. But we can do Haley and Jacob next.
Haley and Jacob after Crazy Pair.
Child, they over. But okay, let's start with
the daycare. Hold on, the daycare.
Yes. I'm like, he waited. He said,
Amar went in there. Oh, y'all started? I'm going to go in there and scream.
He's been quiet this whole time. We've been in for 45 minutes.
And he's just been like, oh, I'm chill. Watch he come. He heard the door close.
Paige and Chris.
Hey, this is like bad writing out of a TV show. It's like, we got to hold it over for the rest of the season. So let's just keep it going. There's no way there's anybody that goddamn naive as she's acting.
I told so. Let me tell you
it's bad writing.
I was on the treadmill, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm watching Paige is strong. I called Melissa. See, Liz, finally, man. I paused it because she had left. Finally, Liz, she got it. She stood up to him. The producers were like, hey, just tell him you don't want to call him no more. And I was like, that's what I'm talking about, Paige. Liz was like, keep watching. I said, what, girl? She done stood up to him. She's like, okay, just keep watching. Because she had watched it by herself because we started together. But I sleepy said, it's my turn for your eyes. So literally, she goes back and sits down. And let me tell you another thing. I'm done. He was like, I was scared. She was like, oh, that's all you had to say. You want to start over? Hi, I'm Paige.
Right.
I said, Liz.
He said, I just think we should reset. I'm gonna hurt my child. I was like, reset. Y'all started at crap. Why would you reset back to the crap?
It's like you reset.
This is the other thing.
Literally, the first interaction was, oh shit.
Right.
That's the first. You gonna reset to that?
Right. I was like, at this point, low key, I told Melissa, I called her. I said, Liz, I give up. Yeah. I give up.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what else. I can no longer feel bad for you.
No, not at all.
At this point, he has done everything. He's run the same play over and over. This time he didn't use God, though.
It's like a bet. It's like, hey, y'all, I bet I could do this and get it to stay. No, you can't. Watch.
And she was like, what did she say? She said, well, I'm going to go over here and talk to him because I feel like it's what God would want me to do. Why do you think God wants you to continually suffer?
No, this is the other thing that I'm over Paige about. A reset implies that you've had tons of history, and through that history, you've had your ups, you've had your downs, whatever, and you're just like, we just need to start over. 2 weeks.
Right. Right. Tell him again.
That's not. You don't have enough history to reset. This is just a bad idea.
Y'all barely got in a full pay period.
That's exactly.
You don't even have a check yet.
You don't even have a check, and you want.
You ain't got you ain't even got a check. This is 2 weeks. You got another Friday to wait.
That's one. They've done one trip to the grocery store.
Exactly.
Pretty much. I just don't understand. I think because she is so like in this fantasy world of the concept of marriage that she's not looking at it for what it is. Like, but for her, like being married is the ultimate. That's what she's always dreamt of. So the thought of giving up Chris is like giving up the concept of her being married.
That is a good point, Angel.
And it's just like, girl, no, we find somebody else for you.
Especially now you've been on TV. People been exposed to how much they can get away with. You can be married to a lot of people.
Yes, for her to go ahead.
No, go ahead.
For her to have come in so strong. You got me out here looking crazy. What else did she say? What I'm not about is wasting time. And I feel like you wasting my time, and we wasting time, and we ain't going cause time. And then to come back and be like,
yeah.
Hi, I'm Paige. Ma'am, little girl.
I was like,
little girl.
You ever have like a homegirl or homeboy who just be in a relationship and they be getting played over and over?
Yes.
And at some point, you're just like, you know what? If you like
Live
it,
your
I
life.
love it.
Right. Absolutely.
Why am I frustrated
It only
on
takes
your
one time
behalf?
for me. It only takes. I had a cousin. This is in high school. She was dating this dude. Dude got crazy with it. Got a little physical. I went to a football game looking for him. I'm like, it's going down. Police gonna show up because I'm gonna give him what it is.
You already knew?
Yeah, I showed up. They walk around his arm around her. I said, if he gives you a black ass on you, it only. I was like, I ain't got nothing to do with it now. But it's like that's why it has to be bad writing. There's no way that she is that guy.
Well, the thing is,
I refuse to believe that.
I hope so. Oh, go tell him.
The producers, first of all,
I can't believe
you
that
know
she
it's
is
a
that
tough
stupid.
season. If the producers been in this much,
I'm
like, okay, y'all might as well just
back here in their shorts. They got back here in their Crocs and shorts. It's like, we'll go back and talk to him.
We done seen the soundman putting the broom outside the bathroom pole. Like
Everybody.
Y'all is opening up the back. I see the
they're part of the show at this point.
But they were like, look, girl, just tell him, like, you don't have to take his calls.
Right.
So they're like, go tell him you're done. How'd that turn into starting over?
Because I'm sure, right, they edited out. But don't you think it's worth another try, Paige? I'm sure they added that into. Don't you think it's worth? I mean, I guess so.
But at the end, they can't make you do something dumb.
Of course not. This is definitely Paige's own personality, and I feel like truly her really wanting this fantasy of marriage, of not having to be married twice. She doesn't want to have a strike against her, which is what some women think. I've heard actual family members feel like, nah, I can't divorce him because I done already been divorced once, so I can't do it. I'd be like, who cares? Who cares if
I
it
failed my
sucks?
first driver's license test, but that ain't mean I don't drive.
Right.
And the other thing I told Liz, my bad, go ahead, Tank.
Nah, I just can't believe. I can't sit here and honestly believe that she is that ignorant. Like,
But you know what, Tank, though? I be on the internet.
yeah, I'm just trying to
I know
think.
you don't want to, Tank. I know.
Paige, I'm hoping that that you doing this for a check and not because you are this ignorant.
Listen, I told Melissa, I said,
Hold on. We've seen reality show contracts.
it ain't no money. It ain't the money.
Child,
dang
it show can't be
Not no season 1 reality show.
Oh, no.
Nobody
No.
makes that
Yeah.
money.
No.
The only money is season 4 or 5. It's a hit.
it later on.
But a season by season
one,
thing?
It's not. Listen, yes.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. My bad. What happened to Chris is he tried to get back with old girl.
yes.
Last episode, old girl was like, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So now he's back at square one.
Mm-hmm.
He said it. He actually told her this is the play. When he said, you shouldn't feel like an option. He literally told that to her. Yes.
I remember.
I feel bad because you shouldn't feel like nobody's option. You're a good woman. And then literally proceeded to treat her like an option.
But also, I will do this exact
And then
thing.
what pisses me off about the whole deal is that the future preview shows him then again saying to her, I don't know if I really love you like that, if I really want to be.
He said,
Sir,
my heart ain't in it.
At this point,
this yo-yo
I ain't
of
even mad at Chris
emotion.
no more.
At
I'm not even mad at Chris
the
no more.
situation out of control.
Because he's been
You can't
consistent.
be.
He's been consistent.
He has. I told Liz. First of all, I was like, I literally said when Paige said that. He has run this play over and over, and she has felt it ain't
It's
even no
been
new play.
2
No.
weeks.
It ain't
Choir director
14
still doing
days.
that.
Child and around. Come on.
in anybody's life. You're like, man, this is still working. He ain't had to switch it up. He ain't
At
had
all.
to tweak it.
Yeah, he's been very consistent.
Actually, he tweaked it a little bit because he usually went God. This time he said, I stared for it.
Yeah,
he
it was
like,
this
apparently, I don't
full
even need God for
vulnerability.
it. Yeah, because all he has to do is.
He did.
That's his thing, Tank.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, I hurt you.
He did the full church boy like play. Either it's God or let me be like an seem emotionally available to
Yes.
you. And she did the unfortunate like church girl with still the veil over her eyes response of, okay, God wants me to be in this misery with you because that is marriage. I don't want it if
Let's
that's what
move
it
on.
is.
I'm
This
done
man is
talking about
fishing the same bait to the same spot, and fish just keep
Yeah.
going. This is like low key ridiculous. But man, I think this is an example. And you said it, you alluded to it, Angel. Thanks, Lee. When you want something so badly,
Yes.
you will take any version of it.
Yeah.
She don't care that it is an unhealthy, terrible version. There's somebody out there. I was a homegirl of mine through the internet. She was in a bad marriage and she's got a new husband and happy. And she said, I really allowed disrespect in my marriage because I thought that's what I was worth. I couldn't fathom that somebody could truly love me and see me. And now that I have that, I can't imagine why I went through the opposite of that for so many years. But I think what you said, Angel, like when you want it so bad, you take any version of it.
And then it's like out of both of their eyes, it's like this is normal. Like Chris being who he is normal. Yep. He sees nothing wrong with that. That's why people talking to him is just like, I can't even. No, you don't agree with me? No. Then I'm done with the conversation.
Not only that, I go look this way now. You cannot see me. Therefore, I don't listen.
And same way, I'm just going to make Liz do what I had to be going through when I got to say something.
Shut up. Like, go ahead, Liz.
This is one last thing. I know. I'm losing
turn into a butterfly.
This is the other thing. Speaking about all of this, we have to take it back to real life where Chris is going off or in real time.
I was like, I hope that's what you're tapping into. And I figured it was.
That he is going off in real time. On the pastor, on social media.
On Sharpie hairline pastor.
Snap, he sure did do that.
I forgot.
That pastor, first of all,
man, that
first thing is he
Sharpie
was
endorsement
on the side with no hair there.
Right.
Sharpie
Why
endorsement.
Are you dying? There's no line.
It looked like straight marker. Yeah.
It was marker. It's straight sharp. I'm like, if because his hair looks juicy, so how is it not making that run? Like, come on,
I
man.
hate you.
It's juicy.
It's a hardcore rapper, but it's juicy.
So yeah, he just showed up in this show more than any friend so far. He's trying to get his spin off.
Well,
you hear me?
Here's a funny thing he said. You know what? At the beginning, I said, you know what? Chris might not be good. You didn't. You did not say that.
No.
Well, because she had no other relationship. When I met him, he was engaged.
She was
you got all this
really?
information now.
Yeah.
How convenient. Now you got all this car facts.
Wait a minute. Chris said, and I will never talk to him ever again in my ever life. Nanny boo boo. You stuck your head in doo-doo. Then you don't get to play with my Transformers. It was like, he was so mad, but he came off so childish. I will never talk to him again, ever in life. Never, ever, ever.
He did.
At this point, girl, just go. Y'all just go.
You got to do the Voltron. I never talk to him.
I'm done.
I'm
done.
It was
this grown man pouts like nobody's business.
He does. It is like, I think they both knew it was going to piss him off when they ended up meeting together. And I think Paige got so much joy out of it. She was just like, I'm doing all right.
Wait, where do you see her?
When they talked.
When Sharpie.
Yes, you could
So you
tell.
think he saw this in real time on TV and then started on Instagram?
No. He saw it before because he brought, it up in their meeting.
What she said.
Wait, are you talking about Chris?
I'm talking about Chris.
No.
Chris
He
is on
said, I
social
know
media.
you meant.
Kev's talking about Chris on social media. I think he was mad in real time. Then the episode played, and he was also going off about it in real time in
I don't
response
think
to the
he
episode.
knew all the words the guy said. He knew they had met,
right?
But I don't think he knew what he said.
His boy threw under the bus.
He said,
he did throw him under the bus. I ain't gonna lie, he did throw him under the bus.
I never thought he should be married.
His boy ran in front of the bus and just held Chris under the bus and was like, I'm gonna let it just stay over you for a minute.
You're the best thing that could have happened to him. This is crazy that he let you go. I would like you.
Yeah,
but then Chris was saying that he was trying to get with Paige.
That's what I'm saying. That I'm not saying.
Is that what he said in his thing?
Yes.
Oh yeah. The tea was hot. The tea was piping.
Oh, wait a minute. Chris and Mary
know about any of this.
Tank, listen, them people, they be sending us stuff.
Yeah, they DM'd me.
Yeah, they be DMing. I'm like, y'all,
if he or she tried to hook up your spouse up with one of their with one of their other friends.
Okay, so
that's what happened.
I did see that one,
but I'm wrong. Zero loyalty. He thought I didn't know.
Oh, he was like, if Chris ain't gonna do you right, let me introduce you to
teetering
Gerald.
Yeah, let me find somebody that's gonna do you right, because you a good woman.
This is teetering on
You
Real
ignorant,
Housewives of
but you a good
Lifetime.
woman.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Juicy.
Let me tell you what, if one of my boys was a dog, treating her the way Chris has treated her, and she kept staying, I wouldn't try to hook one of my other boys up with her, because I'm like, I don't think you want her.
Right.
Yeah.
Because come on.
Dang.
I checked out, man.
I was like,
I
I
actually
checked
went
out.
into this episode thinking to myself, Paige and Chris will be done. We will no longer have to talk about them. We can move on.
I did think so. Especially the way the episode started with Haley and Jacob.
Yes.
I was like, okay.
Great. New storyline. And then the end of this episode, I was like, oh no.
Lo and behold.
think everybody done lost interest. It's like,
I think we were frustrated because I mean, at the end of the day, while we always want to see villains pay for their, debt, it is hard to watch people just do the same thing over and over again. It's just like, why are we watching you punish yourself? Why are we punishing ourselves watching you punish yourself?
Yes, I was with Liz. I thought, okay, they're done. Haley and Jacob finna implode. They weren't done. They had more to do. More and more. Enough.
All right, let's go to Haley and Jacob.
Okay. First things first.
Rest in peace, Uncle Phil. For real.
This Haley and Jacob deserves a full Love Hour episode.
We will do it next week.
Because Jacob, 80s boy.
Yeah.
This man, and I have done this. I get it. Not to his extent. He had a conversation with Haley in his mind and answered all the questions for her.
Again.
And she was all wrong in every step of the way, and then was mad at her in real time for how she acted in the conversation he had with her in his mind. And was legit. So you just going to stay out when I asked you to come back? You didn't ask me to come back. I insinuated. And then I asked you in my mind, and you said no.
He imagined an entire argument and came out on top. Literally. And how dare you say that to me? We never actually had this conversation.
She was like,
that's
some
80s drugs.
I never said, how do you know that's what I would have did? I just know, and then I would have said this, and you would have said that, and then I would have been mad.
That's exactly what he did.
I
literally played all parts. I'm soprano, alto, tenor, and I play the drums and the keyboard.
He played the tape forward, and she's the villain, and she just gets worse in every way. He is taking his other relationship stuff into this relationship, and she is blaming her for stuff she has not done, maybe not will do, and then she's getting mad at him. But also, he was like, "You find me attractive?" She was like,
I was happy she didn't lie. Let me tell you something. 3-person relationships are crowded. And that's why she wants to get out, because he has all of his old relationships are informing how he's acting with her.
Yeah.
But in addition, I do believe that attraction can grow.
You think you could find someone unattractive in the face and then later you'd be like,
I do.
That face ain't that
absolutely.
bad.
Absolutely.
Women definitely can.
Yeah, I absolutely think that can happen.
Did you find me attractive as a young man?
Absolutely. But I also think that the same way that you can find attraction can grow, it can also deteriorate. So any hint of like maybe possible, the more she gets to know him, that attraction lessens.
That's usually how I operate anyways, is that I'll find somebody like in my dating days attractive, and then the more I get to know them, it's quickly just all goes away.
Exactly.
I'll be like, you almost to repulsion.
Make your face ugly.
Exactly.
Almost to repulsion, like that easily. It would be. I'm serious, and I'd be like, God, and I'd be trying not to let it happen, but then all of a sudden I start picking up little things, and I'm like,
it's not gonna work.
Yeah, but I think it was part of her trying to make it work, because I think one of the things that she finds is probably 60% his wardrobe.
Oh yeah.
And she was like, you know what? Let me go buy you some clothes. And he came out, he was in his, stonewashed jeans and his cowboy boots and all these different shirts. And she was just like, yeah, okay, it's getting better. But again, he ended up seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, like, oh, so you're doing this to change me.
Yeah.
Because this is one thing that she absolutely despises about him.
But
I don't think she would despise it if it wasn't so much of him.
It is heavy.
If it was just like, hey, I'm into cars and I got 2 cars, but it's just like, all right, my couch is a bumper, my ceilings are headlights.
Yes,
it's like,
exactly. That is
like, hey,
exactly.
you kind of look like a car. You know, if you were a cartoon, so it's like, yeah.
Dude, that is the perfect example of him.
Crazy.
Also, a section of my house is made of car parts.
Yes.
And this is my transmission mug. And it's just like, okay, like now.
These are my dogs, Pontiac, Chevy, and Ford. Like,
right. Like, okay.
What's unfortunate is that even though I can understand how his feelings would be extremely hurt, and it wouldn't be something he could easily get over hearing that she's not physically attracted to him, I can understand how that might be something that he's going to give a little bit of time.
He ended the relationship in his mind right then, Angel.
Yes, because he was just like, oh, okay. I mean, because, he takes his workout seriously. You know what I'm saying? But
can't work out these muscles.
Yeah.
I do, as much as she doesn't like him, as much as she doesn't like him, I do feel like she is trying, and he unfortunately is picking fights at the wrong time. Like in the middle of her trying to do something nice, even though it was kind of like backhanded niceness, trying to do something nice of being like, this is actually me making an effort to see how I can get you closer to the stuff that I find attractive. And that's when he chose to tell her about their imaginary fight. and really still be in it in his mind. I was just like, you just are shooting yourself in the foot. Every time she gives you an inch, you run it back 10 yards.
Even when he's right, he just takes a hard left turn. It's like, how did you end up there? Like
when she did the downstairs thing, he had a perfect thing to be mad at.
And then he was like,
and then he blew it.
And then also when he was like, so didn't he ask her a relationship question as well?
He did.
And that's what got to the no, I'm not sexually attracted.
Oh, he said it was something about maybe this in the last 7 years. This is why some XYZ has happened. Or
I don't remember, but all I remember is in her like confessional, she was like, we were having a really good time, and then he immediately went into like the intimacy question or something he asked, and she was like, can we just stay in this moment? You keep going further than we are at this time. Like, let's enjoy this moment, pick up a few good moments before we go into like, so do you find me sexually attractive? I just want to like you.
Right. And that's unfortunate with him being a bit of a weirdo. Because you know what? Weirdos deserve love too. But if he can't get out of his own way.
That's a show. Weirdos deserve love
They
too.
They do. They deserve stuff. Don't squeeze his fingers. Let go of the door. Let him come on out. It's too late. Y'all lost the war.
He don't even come out. He just wants the door open.
Yeah. He's just like, I need the air. He needs the fresh ventilation. But yeah, he just keeps getting in his own way, which is unfortunate because it's not as if she's actually attracted to him. She's not. So it's just like, you can't really make any mistakes. Like, you don't have anything going for you other than the fact that y'all are already married.
Yes.
Yeah, and she, I mean, this definitely doesn't wash away the type of person she's been too, because she's been very cold, quiet, wasn't saying a lot in the very beginning, which has also probably strengthened the wall that he has up against her. But yeah, he's got to do better. Like
they're not gonna make it. That's the bottom line.
First of all, they have already not made it in his mind.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, the more he talks, the more they haven't made it in her mind as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I can see her being like, okay, look, I doggone made a legit attempt to do something with you. I try to be nice. I didn't want to lie about the attraction, but there's hope. And you and Angel both agree that could happen. But if your personality's ruining it and you already think it's over, you are not giving me anything to hold, like to be like, oh, I should keep doing this.
Yeah.
Even that little pool party, they tried, but it was so awkward.
Yeah, they're not going to make it.
I was just like, I want to go home now.
Their personality wavelengths do not cross.
No.
Yeah.
There's no overlap for them to make it. Anything else on them?
No, you good.
All right, let's go into Vincent and Brianna, because that's what I wanted to talk about.
I just want to say something. Vinny don't like being embarrassed.
No.
You see, but she learned from last time.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, I'm not going to say nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The salsa guy was like, hey.
This is the thing.
Hey.
Dear people, anytime that you are training or teaching or tutorializing someone on something new, you should try not to belittle them.
Yeah.
You should try not to make them feel stupid and embarrassed. And unfortunately, that trainer was doing that.
Yeah.
And it already adds to, and she's already a dancer, so she already has kind of a bit of an advantage. Yes. And you couple that with, I mean, of course, the trainer doesn't know that, but you couple that with the fact that he does embarrass very easily and he does shut down at embarrassment.
Oh, Jesus,
it's definitely like a trauma. He's been traumatized.
No,
that's something in the past.
It's clearly his trigger.
Stuttering Stanley from 6 Sense.
Yes.
A little Vinny messed up again, huh? How would you like it?
Yeah.
I don't know how to salsa. If it was bachata, I could do it.
I know.
I was like, poor man. Poor man.
Yeah.
But I was mad at that tutor, the instructor, because I felt like you don't tell people what foot is that. Left, great. That's the foot I asked you to be on. You're on your right. That's embarrassing. Don't call people out like that.
I could see Brianna in her mind saying, okay, no more surprises. No
Poor
more
girl.
dance. No more, like, okay, no more. You know
because then you get as a spouse, you get worried about, okay, is this one of these situations where they're going to get embarrassed? Like, I understand he has a right to his own feelings, but a part of me is like,
oh no, he does have some. He has
you
some
need to
self-work.
mature.
Yeah.
Because
she was trying to come closer to his culture.
Sure enough.
yes, that she did this as a thing of, you said you like dancing. You said you like dancing. This is something that is closely linked to your culture.
Right.
So I'm thinking we're going to have fun, and he couldn't even get out of his own feelings to like enjoy it. Enjoy just the fact that she was trying to do something nice, and it was more so about, I'm trying not to look stupid dancing. It's fine. She didn't marry you because
there's nobody there but the entire camera crew in all of America.
Yeah, literally like 1,000 people in the room, but it's but like, what kind of position does that put her in? It's just like, I can only console him so much. Like, she's got to let him deal with that. And she tried
to console him.
But he shut down so much. It was just, I think it was hopeless of her. Like, not hopeless, but like she was trying, but it's like, what do you do with that?
When they cut to him and he was just like,
she said, "Are you okay?" He said, "Yes." No. "Are you sure?" "No."
Yeah.
"No, I'm not." I was just like, this poor woman.
He be wanting to go home.
Yes.
I hate it here.
I
want to go home.
The thing is, I do agree that he definitely has some self-work to do. I think that this isn't new. This isn't a new trigger for him. No. He does this all the time. Clearly, you can't tell me he didn't just start this 2 weeks ago when he said I do.
And you can't.
So
be
the fact that
alone.
he doesn't, it has had to have come up in family conversations and in prior relationships where people have said this to him. He has to do the self-work to be better.
Yes, and I'm sure in his mind he was thinking, I am pushing through this as far as in staying in this class
Lord have mercy.
to honor the fact that she did this. But what he'll end up eventually understanding is that, but if you're staying with a pissy attitude, it doesn't really honor it. It just puts her in an awkward situation of trying to be a buffer so that whatever his like acting out would be outside of just shutting down doesn't actually happen. So I felt for her, and obviously I wouldn't want anyone to be embarrassed in front of national TV. But me and Marcus, we took salsa lessons in Cuba. I was like, this ain't nothing. It was like we were in guerrilla warfare in a hot.
I'm like, they ain't wet. Then y'all ain't doing salsa.
And Marcus was dancing with a little man.
This little muscular man, he was like this tall. Got my hand on his hips, and he all petite and muscular. And Angel was dancing with who you.
Wait, why are you dancing with a petite muscular man?
Because he was showing Marcus how.
It was it was a couple that there was not a couple, but they were teaching us. So we, they was like, all right, so I guess they didn't want to do woman to woman.
You had
man
to
to woman.
Hand on his hip.
Yeah, he was strong too.
Did you dip? And then y'all did.
And then we did.
We did.
No, but I'm like, it was like 98 degrees and 165% humidity.
Woo!
Yes, it was.
I mean, it was hot in that room.
Got the hiccups.
Music was playing. Look, I'm dripping. He's dripping.
And Marcus ain't never taken no dance class.
No, I got frustrated because I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna do this anymore. I'm gonna do my normal salsa stuff,
making it up.
Vincent doesn't have he doesn't have that pivot to make it fun.
Yeah, because it was so triggering in his mind. It's like he couldn't even focus on. All right, I'm just gonna make this fun. Yeah. Even if I make fun of myself or whatever.
In a room or whatever, and you're amongst a lot of people, and you do something, or all of a sudden you're embarrassed, and it feels like there's a spotlight. Like you have a personal spotlight.
And it was
you.
like, because like Kev said, it's like you got all the camera crew in there. You got. There's no telling the producers.
And you know what's going on TV, and you know it's a huge show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was just like, girl, I don't know. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I feel bad for him, but he's got work to do. But yeah, as far as her, like, I mean, I think she did all she could.
She was overcompensating.
Yeah,
wasn't that fun?
She was trying her best.
You want to come back? Like, she was trying so hard.
Right. Exactly how she was
She was trying. She's like, you did so good. He was just like.
Like he was holding back tears.
It was him and Chris were in the same kindergarten class. I'm never going to talk to you again. I don't want to be here.
I didn't see all his moves, but he probably did better than I did.
I don't want to be here no more.
I said, wait, they got AC?
I did. They did. He was like, I'm sweating. I'm hot. You could just see him just cranking up.
He was sweating. That shirt was like too little.
It was tight. It was
It
tight.
was maybe pre-quarantine.
It was a tight shirt. I think that's probably what he be wearing. That's how these young folk be dressing. They stuff be tight.
We was taking our class, and that fan was just blowing heat on us.
Yes. I mean, we were saturated with just sweat dripping all over us, stomping on the ground. He was like, they ain't even stomping. That's how they had to teach us which foot to go.
Yeah.
They would stomp.
Because it was like left foot, but we're facing each other, her right, my left. So it was like, ha! To the point we laughing every time. He was like, and right, ha!
We were terrible. We were not about to be on America's, what is it? What's the dance show?
America's Next Best
Dance Crew.
No.
God dang.
America's
Dance with the
Dancing
Stars.
with the
America's
Stars.
Best Dance Crew is a show though.
It was a show.
I know.
Oh, it was.
Yes.
Well, she said America.
I know, but
nobody
he
else named
knew.
none of the
He
groups
knew. He
other than
pulled it out.
Jabberwocky.
Literally.
That was the group.
I can't.
Jabberwockies?
We watched
Absolutely,
that show and I
100%.
cannot think of nobody else.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
I
the
watched
Jabber-
it. We watched it.
We
Yeah,
saw
but
them
no.
in Vegas.
We saw the Jabberwockies because literally,
like-
yeah, they were. It was really cool.
They did all the
All
math
the
stuff.
things.
They're
I
so
love
good.
when they do they're all sitting together and like randomly one of them will like look around.
Oh, yeah.
They're
The boys
great.
thought it was cool. Remember?
I thought it was fantastic. They were
great.
the best thing to
You
come
know what
from
I
that
remember
show.
about them? Where that dude jumped up and did that backflip and the other one pushed him over the top of the rest of them and he landed.
Oh, I remember this.
So dope.
We should-
Jabberwocky, hit us.
Bald and the Beautiful should do a masterclass with the Jabberwockies.
That'd be fun.
Wouldn't that be hilarious?
That'd
it
be
would
great.
be so good.
I suck at dancing, but I
Thing is,
do
with
it.
our mask on, everybody know exactly who we.
Oh, they absolutely.
But that is what's so great. And I still think I can dance the way I used to dance,
Angel
and I
thinks-
can't.
Angel thinks she's a
That's
ninja.
what's really great. I am a
Angel said
ninja.
on the app that she,
My uterus, yes, was about to fall up out of my body, out of my cooch.
she said my transmission done fell out.
Yeah.
And they showed her doing the splits at the time she was talking.
It was hard, but yeah, no, I feel for both of them, but I truly feel as though he's going to have to come up with either a better way to communicate when he's getting that far, so that like they can exit stage left with some grace, or something. Because I mean, she did as good as she could do.
She really did. The other thing is that he gonna have to work that out, because the other thing, I think that's a really good idea, but then it ruins the fun for her if he embarrasses so easily that she's
that's
like,
why he's gonna have to work on it.
that's
Yeah.
why he does. Yeah, it's got to be both.
She just won't do certain stuff. She'll be like, the fun stuff we're going to do is go to the movies where it's dark and no one's looking at you. That's what we're
But
going to
then
do.
if he trips and just spills the popcorn, she gonna be like, oh, here he finna cry. Stupid little Vinny doesn't know how to walk with popcorn.
I've done that before. I've dropped everything. Tripped
Angel,
in the
I
movie
was
theater.
at a movie with Melissa way back. So a lot of people in line trying to get out after the movie's over. So I said, I'm gonna step down through and then go this way because this row was empty. Girl, I put my foot through this chair and my foot got stuck. I couldn't get my shoe out. By the time I was done, the movie was empty. I was like, if I would have just waited.
Wait, but it's when your foot is cut, but you think you finna still move.
I'm talking about it. And the thing had caught on my ankle and pushed my shoe against the thing. I couldn't get my shoe off. I couldn't get my foot out. Oh, no. It was just stuck. And I was like, everybody sees me, all the people watching me.
All the people. Oh,
Tell
no.
the story when you was at Target and the whole Christmas thing.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Yeah, why
yeah.
you- Kevin's like a puppy that's too big for his body.
Literally, I was at a Target. It was a humongous display. I'm
a
talking about
Coke
soda
display.
cans from here
Oh,
to
no.
the ceiling. And what happened was the
It's like made for Kev, like perfect storm.
the sign jutted out.
But we had the stroller.
Man, I bumped this thing. This thing said, oh, brrr, 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 brrr. And then when they all fell, the cans started exploding, spinning around. It was the longest, slowest fall. Then it was done falling. Then they were like, all right, now let's spill everywhere.
Now let's spill it.
It was like a scene out of a
my
movie.
God.
I was just like, oh.
When stuff like that happens, I'm the literal worst person you want to be with, because
you
I
are
will
in
laugh
tears.
Melissa don't care nothing about me.
uncontrollably. I will not
Luckily,
pick up
I don't embarrass
anything.
easily.
I'm not here to make sure you didn't die. I am laughing. Me and Monique, my sister, laughed.
Oh
thought
yeah,
it was
I
30
love to
minutes.
laugh. I love to laugh. I remember my biggest fall. This is how embarrassed I was by it. It was when Coming to America, the first one came out, and the line was long with black people, and I was trying to get over the velvet rope. I'm waiting for a guy to come get this. I was trying to get
80s?
over, yes, the velvet rope. My foot hit the rope. I took the rope down along with my whole entire body
no.
in front of all the black people. Just and little with big glasses on my face, just laid out on the floor. I still remember that like it was yesterday. It was in the 80s.
Your glasses stayed on through the fall?
Oh yes, they weren't coming off my big head.
I had a fall that would have been embarrassing, but I just over exaggerated because it was already. I just
lean in.
I went so far into a point it was just funny. Like
yes,
it was this group. I think it was like may have been like a cheerleading squad. Me and boys was walking and like we looking at them, and I'm going to step up on the curb and tripped. When I tell you, I just fell. I don't know what was against the wall, but I just went and fell against all of that and like knocked stuff down and
just went into
it.
And
I was like, yeah, I ain't gonna.
It's not gonna be a little trip.
I ain't gonna try to be smooth after this. No, I'm gonna knock all of this down. Matter of fact, one of y'all coming with me.
Literally.
All right. Anything else on Vincent and Brianna?
No, bless their hearts.
All right. Yeah, they are. Let's go to Virginia and Eric.
Vodka and Eric.
She was feeling some type of way because she did all the organizing of their house, and he didn't say anything. He also didn't check in every hour to 2 hours like he expects of her.
Because he's the man. He wants to make America great again. She belongs at the house doing wife stuff, doing woman stuff, and he's going to be gone traveling the world for 6 months at a time, and she's supposed to be there when he comes back.
I also thought it was interesting that he didn't check in because it was almost like when you're gone, check in with me.
It's not almost. That is exactly what it was.
That's the double standard. Mm-hmm. And she wasn't here for it. She was like, first of all, I'm out here really trying.
Yeah.
And then you didn't do any of the things that you hounded me to do.
Yeah.
Which was surprising.
That he didn't do it?
No, that she was willing to bend that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's because she organized the whole house.
She did too.
And that's what I think Dr. Viviana was talking about when she said she had went into Virginia's house and she seemed like such a mature.
She did say that.
Yes. And I know in my mind, I was like,
Girl, what?
But I guess that's what she was referring to. But I do feel as though Eric just has this notion in his head that he is Mr. Husband, that because he's done it before, he knows how it's supposed to be done. But sir, you're not married anymore.
I be feeling like Pete.
Or to that person.
Again.
Right.
Say I was married one more time. Say something kind of.
And your experience is of that. Well, I guess that's not to discount that. I'm sure they had good times, but your experience is that of a loss.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I said.
So what do you
failed
know?
at it? Like I failed, but it ain't.
It's frustrating, but I do think I'm glad that, she doesn't ever seem like the one that's going to bite her tongue, but I'm glad she said something about it, called him out, because he's constantly
he is
calling her out about everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then they keep highlighting her drinking.
When they were highlighting it, I think she just drinks a lot.
No, even like they didn't have to do this one part when they were having mimosas, and she was like, "How do you like it?" He was like, "Half and half." She was like, "Half and half."
Right.
She was like, "Just a splash, the way I like mine." But
that hit Angel home because
I was like, "So why are we talking about this? Ain't nothing wrong. That's how you make a mimosa."
Angel just puts the orange juice beside her glass of champagne. She don't even put it in there.
That's funny.
Angel got the orange juice in the spray bottle.
That's all I need. That's all I need. But I was like, okay. I mean, the way the show is being cut, it definitely looks like she has a drinking problem. But I also realized there are certain moments that I was just like, why y'all highlighting this one little piece? Like what?
It was probably one little piece out of 1,000. It was like, let's just pick that one.
It could have been. You're right. It could have been.
Because even in like casual conversation, like she said something about a drink or a beer or a shot.
Every chance she gets.
She's like, yeah, so we went and bought that couch. Where's the drinks? And then we're going to.
Literally, just like that. I had that same thought. Drunkard.
Hello.
So silly.
But they said, I love you.
It was so awkward.
Oh, so did Bianca. We didn't see Brianna and Vinny.
Oh, they sure did.
They sure did.
That part was sweet.
They sure
did. She said,
I
love you already.
No. She said, yeah, I love you. He was like, oh. I was like, oh, what do you mean, oh?
Oh.
But he ended up saying it too.
I thought they were so cute. And he got her the bike. Wait, let's go back to Brianna.
Yeah.
We forgot all about those beautiful moments.
He got her that bike, and when I tell you he was excited about that, that was so sweet and thoughtful. One of the things that always gets me is when people are thoughtful.
Yes.
The fact that he
was listening, remembering, paid attention. It was like, you ain't got a bike?
That means so much.
Yeah.
That was really sweet.
I agreed. I grinned.
I don't want one.
and I had a feeling when he put on the board. But first of all, it was the whole word thing. Like, I want you to be able to engage with my family when we have family functions. Yeah. And when he put bicicleta, I was like, that's such a strange.
I thought that too. I was like, that doesn't really come up in conversation all the time.
Yes,
you gonna put bicycle?
Okay. So then when he
how you say it's bicycle? How you say bike?
Right.
Then when he came back in with that pretty bike, and then it even said, I have a basket coming for a cookie. I was just like,
yeah, that boy thoughtful.
That was just, it was a beautiful, really beautiful moment.
He be doing the thing.
Yeah, Gold star. Yeah, thumbs up.
That's like the second, third time he done did something like.
That was really thoughtful.
I know it's only been 2 weeks. Yeah.
You
sleep. You went all the way out. Why you got a tear coming down yet? My eyes be running in here too.
What?
The other thing though is that Brianna tried to return the favor in her.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's why
what I was saying.
That's why it was unfair because it crashed and burned. But they did say I love you. The bike thing was sweet. Did we miss anything else?
Where's your phone?
No.
Okay. No. We didn't.
Yeah, we were talking about Vok and Eric, but we went
okay.
back to them.
Okay, and then we just gonna go to who was we talking about?
Now Ryan and Claire will be next because I don't think we have any. Do we have anything else about Vok?
Oh yeah, we don't have nothing else about Virginia and Chris. Virginia and Eric. We ain't got nothing now?
Nah.
Yeah, they okay. All right, Clara and Ryan. What happened with them?
They
was eating the donuts.
Them donuts was looking fine.
And she was just like, hey, I ain't come here for no seminar.
I thought he was making a sweet gesture of taking her for donuts because she loves donuts, and he is not one to eat unhealthy food. So he was like, "I'm gonna give into your disgusting anyway."
She was doing it on purpose.
Yeah,
the way they cut that scene of her eating donuts.
It did look like she had at least 3 or 4 donuts.
Man. I think she just took a bite out of each one or something.
Was tasting
maybe she was just tasting each one, but it was still a lot. Like all the different sweets and sugar.
But the way they cut it with him talking and her just like,
they're so wrong with that.
She was like Homer Simpson with them donuts, boy.
They did the pottery thing that she likes to do as well. But she got irritated because she was like, so what are we going to do with my craft room? And he was like, put it in the garage. She was just like, okay.
He thought of a place for him.
She was so hurt by that.
Got all these random clay things laying all up into the house.
She was hurt.
But I like the way that you're thinking about my space and your space, but I don't want it in the garage. It's very important to me.
All right, the attic.
That would be him. That would be him.
Basically was like, put that junk somewhere else. It's not going in my house.
And I see the type of quality you're working with here.
Right.
I don't want this laying around my house.
Yeah, you see him making small concessions, but they're not to the extent of concessions that I think she might be willing to make. I mean, granted, she's definitely been a stick in the mud in some things, but I think now she's noticing how he is as well. Because, for her, it was like, I don't want to raise my kids where they have to go to church. I don't want to give my kids your family's ugly names. And so now
Vernon or whatever she said.
Vera Nelson. And now he's like, I don't want your stuff in my house in certain places. And I want to talk about passionate things and how you're driven. And she's just like, I'm driven to eat these donuts.
What about anything in your life? She's like,
I like she flying. Got as deep as a kiddie pool.
Yes.
And was okay with it.
Yes.
Sex. Let's talk about that. Yeah. Can we have it?
I wonder how I don't see their chemistry.
Think he likes her.
That's what I said last episode. What?
Shoes hurt my feet.
Oh, okay. I was like, who's singing?
You think they're the wrong shoes?
I was like, who's singing?
Shoes.
You might need to get some prescription shoes.
I think I do.
You got to get them.
Like for real. Them
Velcro
expensive New Balance.
They get heavy and they hurt my feet.
New Balance be making them like prescribed.
Maybe it's because I wear your socks.
Yes.
Maybe they're too thick.
They're big old socks on the feet.
First of all, those are not even matching socks.
They sure ain't.
That's all right. They black.
These are my favorite.
That sock is Argyle.
Yeah, these are the best. I don't know.
Yeah, I got on my.
They got like some compression in it or something like that.
They feel good walking around barefoot just with the socks on. Yeah, them same ones.
Oh, you expense. So at the end of the day, we all believe that Chris and Paige are doomed, and Haley and Jacob are doomed, and everyone else who they're up in the air. Who knows? Anything else you guys want to add to any of these couples? Because we did Clara and Ryan and old girl and old dude quickly.
I mean, they ain't have much though.
Yeah, they didn't have much.
They didn't have much.
All right, until the next episode, then. Bye.
Did you see how we had to end that quick because you want to act up? Act up, you can get smacked.
What you doing, Marmar? Marmar, you in? What you think about Paige and Chris? Oh, I ain't got nothing to say, huh?